Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another episode, and this episode is called How to Make $4,000 an Hour.
Boom!
I like that.
I love this title.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to talk about it because we broke down the math.
Yes, we did.
So we're talking about syndications and funds because this is the way that we have been really teaching about through this Freedom Through Passive Income series and podcast is really educating you on the different types of passive income and what is truly passive versus not truly passive, and what people will say is passive, and then later you find out, that's not really passive. Or not as passive as I thought it was going to be. Let's just say
that's very actively passive.
Yeah. So syndications and funds are some of the, are two vehicles, investment vehicles that are the most passive that you can possibly get. And we're going to show you how you can make $4,000 an hour because of how passive they are.
That's right.
So we're going to prove it to you right now. All right. So the very first thing that you're always going to do is you're going to jump on a strategy session call with Ben or CJ. That call is typically going to take
about an hour.
Yeah. Sometimes it's 30 minutes. Sometimes it's 60 minutes. Sometimes it's 45. We put an hour just to be generous and give you guys time to talk and ask all of your questions. That's the first step. Then the second step is to review deal highlights and attend a webinar. So we may send out an email that says, hey, we've got a new opportunity. Here's the highlights of the deal. You're just going to read the email. We're going to say, click here to jump on the webinar. And we're going to invite you to that webinar so that you can hear more about it and ask your questions. How much time is that going to take?
About another hour.
All right. So step 1 is an hour. Step 2 is an hour.
We're at 2 hours for those of you keeping score.
That's right. Third step is you're going to say, hey, I like this investment opportunity. So we're going to send you a PPM. That stands for Private Placement Memorandum. It's the documents that tell you about the investment. It is legal jargon. Just FYI, what does that mean? You're going to have questions.
And it's going to take forever to read.
Yes. So you're going to review that document, and then you're going to call Ben or CJ, whoever is your investor relations team member, and you're going to ask them questions. And so how much time have we allocated for that?
Well, when you said legal jargon, I added more time on this, so I'd say about 2 hours.
Okay, so we're giving you about 2 hours to read the document, call Ben or CJ, ask your questions. All right, and then step number 4, you're going to wire your funds and log into your investor portal account. This is not hard and will not take this much time, but how much time did we give it?
Yeah, this is for me time when I say something's going to take 10 minutes and it takes an hour. So I'm going to say an hour.
Okay, that's all the work that you've had to do so far for an investment opportunity such as a syndication or a fund. So if we add all of those hours up, how many hours are we at?
5 hours.
5 hours. All right. So strategy session call 1, review deal highlights, attend webinar 1, review and sign PPM and call with questions is 2, so that equals 4 hours, and wire your funds, log into your investor portal, that's 5 hours. Okay, so that's it, right? Now you're done and finished. Now, what do you do on an ongoing basis? Well, every quarter, we're going to send you an email that says, hey, look, this is what is going on with the deal, and ta-da, you're receiving quarterly distributions. Now, it depends on the investment, whether you're getting quarterly distributions or you're just getting a quarterly update because maybe you chose to reinvest your distributions, or maybe distributions start in year 2. Every single investment is a little bit different, but you're still going to get that quarterly update email. So let's just say every single quarterly update email, it takes you, you get 4 a year, so you're going to review them. How many hours per year will it take you to review 4 emails in the money?
I would say it's on average, about 30 minutes each time, so that's 2 hours a year.
Okay. All right. So, and I would venture to say Ben and CJ would tell you it's going to take you about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm acting as if you have dial-up internet. So.
And you're very detailed, right? Because sometimes people who are detailed want to dig into it, so it may take them. So we're kind of over-exaggerating here that it's going to take 5 hours up front and 2 hours per year after that.
Yep.
Let's just say this is a 5-year investment. And let's also make the assumption that you are getting a 12% return and you invested $100,000. Okay, so that's the assumptions we're making in this example. 5-year investment, $100,000 invested at 12% simple interest return.
Yep.
Okay, so remind us how many hours we're in.
Well, so far 5.
And then?
Then 2 every year.
And then 2 every year. So that's a total of how many hours over 5 years.
5 plus 10 is 15.
Okay, so over 5 years, you're in 15-ish
15-ish.
hours.
Let's just say 15.
And if you invested $100,000 at 12% simple interest, you earned $60,000 over those 5 years. So if you take 15 hours divided by the $60,000 that you earned, how much money are you making per hour?
$4,000 an hour.
Thus the title, How to Make $4,000 an Hour.
Ta-da!
We did it!
Yay!
So you can see, if you invested $200,000, you just made $8,000 per hour. If you invested $300,000, you're just going to keep on, right? And some of our investors invest $500,000 in deals, $1 million in deals. So the more you invest, the more you're making per hour. Because on syndications and funds, you're doing a little bit up front, and then you're just, hey, every quarter, what's up?
That's right.
How's that investment doing? And it's super, super simple and as passive as you can get it. This is how you build wealth while still, having fun with your family, living the life that you want, enjoying the active income that you're creating, hoping that you actually love that job. So we just wanted to share kind of the math of it so you could really wrap your head around, oh, that's a very easy way to make money.
Yeah.
I want in on that because Flip and I, we are sold. This is what we're doing. This is what we're focused on. And we're teaching other people how to do it too. Now, there is a cherry on top of this, by the way, that we didn't even talk about. There's also tax benefits. So if you invested $100,000 and let's just say we were able to provide you 50% bonus depreciation on your investment, that means in the year that you invested, you got to write off $50,000. That's real money that got taken off of your tax bill. So that's above and beyond anything that we talked about right now.
Right.
We could do really heavy, complicated math, but that's not us. We're very simple.
Very simple.
So we wanted to present this to you in a very simple way, but I also wanted to say, hey, there's a cherry on top, whipped cream, and all kinds of stuff when it comes to the tax advantages of these types of investments. So if you'd like to learn more, that's what we're here doing. We want you to call and set up a schedule call with Ben and CJ so that you can say, hey, I want to do this. Just, ask all the questions. That's all it's about. The call is easy. And it's required, quite honestly, for you to see some of our investment opportunities. So I hope you got a lot out of this episode and you're really starting to wrap your head around how simple this is to start building your wealth.
That's right. I love it. Well, I hope you guys like this episode as well.
Yep.
Make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join the Investor Club. Very important to join the Investor Club. $4,000 an hour. But make sure you join the Investor Club. Again, we've got a lot of things going on right now. Very important that you get in there. Also, check us out on all the social medias. And we'd like to end all of our episodes with
Invest smart.
Live happy. Bye, everybody. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on the show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit and loss.